So we're gonna start with our coolant reservoir. To access the coolant and to see if you need to top it off, you remove this cap and you could see inside there, but we're also gonna show you that this portion right here comes up. Let's see. And as you can tell, this is just a cover, like an aesthetic piece, but we're gonna put this back together and we're also gonna show you something. Whenever you're putting your cap back on, when you're screwing it down, you want to screw it down until you hear a click. So when you're looking at your engine, in my opinion, I have the engine covers off, car runs amazing, no issues. I opened up this top right here after I drive to let everything cool. Having the covers off, you could actually inspect things. And since I've owned a car, I've found like hoses, like look at this. This is the OEM clamp right here, right? These go bad. And this is an aftermarket one, just to show you. And I know for a fact that I had some other ones that were leaking over here and I replaced those. But in my opinion, you could go for a while and not see that your clamps are leaking with the engine covers. If you look right here, this is our oil filter, and that's a really good thing to know. It's easy to access. I removed this cover, super easy to do, and not a big issue. Of course, I have my ISG ports blocked off. I think that was just common sense to do. You also have your air box right here, everything's symmetrical. These clamps are very interesting. They're a very interesting design. There's like 2 or 3 different bands and stuff like that. I guess they're reinforced. But you know, I check those. You know, I just go over them with a wrench. With a wrench or a socket, and just make sure that they're tight. And then on top of that, you know, I look at things, you know, I could see some coil packs, but there's not a lot of access to them. You know, here's our one of our cats, the other one's over there as well. So when we come around here, you're gonna see some other stuff. This right here is some water lines. It looks like this is gonna be one of your temperature sensors. And right here is where your ISG would be connected. Of course, I have an ISG delete. And this portion right here is just an aesthetic piece. You could remove it, and pretty much there's a sensor there, your intake manifold, and that's your engine sits low, so that's the top of your engine manifold. But we could also see where the ISG delete is at. This is where the ISG delete kit was installed. So this is where your oil goes, and of course the cap. But then over here, this is where one of your intakes is, and this is where the air filter is at, that you access it by the wheel. And of course, these clamps right here, I like to, and this is just a side note, I like to check them, make sure they're tight, not too tight. And that's pretty much about it, you know, giving you a quick tour of the engine, showing you around and seeing what you could access.